Okay, I'm back and I'm going to install the muffler. The first thing you do before you install the muffler is, muffler goes on like this. The muffler goes on like this, and this is pointing up, so I need to turn that down. So to do that, I've got a 7mm, what I used to call in the olden days an ignition wrench. They don't have ignitions like they do now, so they call it a midget wrench. So 7mm seems to fit well enough, and so you unloosen this screw a little bit, just enough to back it out a little. Okay, then you take a Phillips screwdriver and unscrew this side a little bit, and that's a little harder to do. Let me do it with my right hand. Okay, it's stuck. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back with the big screwdriver, and with the big screwdriver it's not a problem. So you just unloosen that a little bit, then you turn this, unloosen a little more first. There we go. Okay, and then that should easily turn, and you want to aim that down like at about a 45-degree angle. So it's down and away from the airplane, and then so that's down and away, and so then I'm going to tighten this up good and tight. Because you don't want it leaking around here, so you want this good and tight. So they obviously put it on good and tight, so I'm going to repeat. Then you come back with your 7mm midget wrench and tighten up this set screw on the back here. Okay, and next we'll put on the muffler. The exhaust, muffler exhaust extension. So let me get this opened up. And this is the Dubro muffler extension. Hobbico makes one too. I've used the Hobbico. I think the Dubro is a little better, but they're both acceptable. So I use the. So now that's pointing down and away, and that keeps as much fuel, oil, and so forth off from your airplane. So now I'm going to put the two tie wraps. Excuse me. The two tie wraps come with it. I'm just going to wrap those around and lock them in place. And I usually put them on the first two ribs here. Okay, so I've got it on the first rib for one, and just good and tight. And then do the same thing for another one. Make sure the tie wrap is going in the right direction, and in this case it's needs to go like that. And you get them good and tight, and then you grab your pair of cutters, and before you cut them, I always making sure that I can't get it any tighter, and that should not come off. So now you just cut off the excess of the tie wraps. Okay. And then it's just a simple matter of putting on the I bet I don't, maybe I do. Yep, okay. So these are 440, I guess, because it takes a 3/32 Allen wrench. So I'm going to insert the two. There's no lock nut. I mean, there's no lock washers on this. I don't think I've ever seen any lock washers. Some of them have lock washers. These get put on pretty tight and they seal well, so probably don't need them. Okay. And if all goes well, this should fit nicely. And if it doesn't, I guess I'll back up and punt. And always start them both before you tighten one. So that one's finger tight. That one's finger tight. I'll check the fit. Fit looks good. It's it's touching the side of the fuselage, but I'm going to live with that, I guess. If I don't want to live with that, I have to undo the 4 screws and slide it that way a 1/16 of an inch, but I think I'm going to live with it. It's not going to get so hot that it's going to burn the anything, so I think it'll be fine. One tip on the muffler, I said it was finger tight and I didn't tighten it. The other thing I don't do is I do not use thread lock on the muffler. So don't use thread lock on the muffler. Tighten it down pretty good.